Hello, my name's David Patrick. I'm the head professional at Bruntsfield Links Golfing Society. Today I'm going to give you a what's in the bag issue. So let's start at the top end. So I've got the new GT driver. I've got the 3 heads and 8 degree, which is pretty, it's not that common just because I hit up on it quite a bit. Got quite high spinning. So I've got the 8 degrees for the launch and the 3 head to keep the spin down. Tour green Adela shaft, and then the grip I've got is got 2 extra layers of tape, so that's 3 layers of tape, and I've got the Z cord, which is kind of really comfortable, really in any conditions for me. So I absolutely love how consistent this is. The spin consistency is off the charts, how good it is, easy to control the ball flight, easy to move it both ways and change the height. So even though I've got the 3 heads in the driver, when we get into the fairway wood, I've got the 2 heads. And the reason being is the 2s are a little bit easier for the guys who are a bit too shallow, like myself, with the fairway wood. So I'm getting way less bottom hits. I'm getting really good consistent distance out of that. So this is much easier for me to hit. And one of the issues I've always had with 3 wood is not being able to flight it high enough. This has been a dream to hit, and I can hit this high or low very easily. The kind of newest addition to the bag is I've now got a wee trusty 7 wood in there. So it's 21 degrees, but I've got it set at 20. The face just a tiny bit open. Again, I've never been a huge fan of rescues. I've always been okay with rescues. So tried out the more lofted fairway wood. Much easier for me personally to hit high out from the fairway. Much easier to hit out the rough. So I've really enjoyed adding that to the bag. It's been a big help already. I think the first time I took it out of the bag, 2 par 5s, I hit it on and made 2 eagles, but that's not always going to be the case. Then we go into the top of the bag. I've got the 2 iron and the driving iron, so that's the 505. I've got the kind of a graphite design shaft. That's just a little bit easier to launch a bit higher, so it makes again a little bit easier. This one kind of carries 227. Similar carry distance to the 7 wood, but very different profile of when I'd use it. This one's off the tee and into the wind. That one's if I need height and out the rough. Then we go into the T200 4 iron, same shaft, but the T200 again. A little bit smaller head, but again, a little bit more help than maybe I once needed to hit the ball consistently. 5 through 9 are kind of the set irons. Again, they're all the same, but I've got KBS Tour stiffs. I've got an inch longer than standard. These guys are 2 degrees upright. And then that runs from 5 to 9. In the pitching wedge, I go from the 150 to the 100s. And the simple reason for that is I need the loft of my wedges to be a bit more balanced. So the pitching wedge of the 100 is a little bit weaker and balances my wedge setup. So I've only got 2 other wedges. I've got the 52 and the 56. So I've got the 5208. I've got the kind of dynamic gourd 2-issue shaft. My lie angles is standard on this, so and they're only half an inch longer. So again, the lie angle is a little bit flatter, so it's easy for me to open them up if I want to hit them higher. But if I was 2 degrees upright, it's a little bit harder to open. So they've got the raw finish, DP stamping on them as well. And then probably my favourite club I've always had, 56 and 08 and the M grind. I've had that for donkey's years now, that same setup. Find it really easy to open the face, can hit any shot I want. So I've never used more loft than 56, which allows us a bit more flexibility at the top of the bag, but that's all the loft I've ever needed. So, and that grind is the same grind I've used for, must be at least 15 years, 20 years. What else I always have? So I use the foot joist Stay Soft glove. Pro V1X is my ball. I just prefer that bit more spin, bit firmer feel, and obviously bizarrely also prefer the red numbers. Better not forget the putter. So I've got the Futura the Phantom in the 5.5. I've got it at 36 inches long, just because of my height, and that's where my posture sits. I think most people I see, or a lot of people I see, have got the wrong length of putter, which then creates the poor lie in their putter angle and then creates some stroke issues. I really like the 5.5 head because the neck is a little bit neater and different, and they've got very simple top lines. Again, for me personally, really easy to aim, really easy to think. I've always been a kind of a more Newport head, that old classic ping answer head shape, but this gives me the stability of a mallet, feels and looks and swings like a blade, but really nice and simple still. And that makes it much easier for me to aim the putter. What else do I always carry? Bushnell, and then always have a ton of spare tees, so they're always kicking about, never want to be short. A bunch of spare gloves, including a rain glove. really handy when you're playing in Scotland to have them wrapped away nice and tidy. So that's what's in my bag. Loving my set makeup at the moment. There's nothing I would change here. And thanks again to Titus for looking after us.